The Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project convened a training session with 11 contracting firms who are educated on the use of World Bank's procurement guidelines. And this session sought to provide guidance on the use of World Bank's procurement guidelines in the implementation of the project. Procurement advisor and facilitator of the training, Favre Valmond, stated that the training session dealt with procurement of goods and services and non-consultant services with emphasis on construction projects.
One of the things I drew attention to was that on the World Bank guidelines is that $10 million US dollars is a small project for the World Bank. So pretty much all the projects that we're going to be doing, contractors are going to be engaged in, are going to be small projects. So we're going to use those guidelines and document that refer to those small projects. So now, and sometimes because of our contractors, we operate, there is not much, a lot of the information that need to be provided in the everyday operation is not mandatory for them, so it's not part of their system. So that when they come to a project like that and you requested certain information to qualify, they get intimidated.
Valmond said the training was also meant to provide clarification to the contractors and explanations as to why certain information is being requested. He added that the session was not only about World Bank guidelines, but also about international best practices and placing themselves in a position to participate in other projects. The session was also significant as it aimed to boost confidence among local contractors in the transparency of the bidding process employed by the Project Coordination Unit.
Then we wanted them to understand the reasons for having qualification information, because you need to have qualification information. How do you qualify to perform certain projects? There are different contractors that are different levels, of operation. They have the capacity, different level of capacity, capabilities. So how do you qualify? Why do you apply? Would you want to request or participate in the process for a project worth $500,000 as opposed to one for $1.5 million or $2 million? So you have certain levels of capacity. So you need to be able to identify. We need to be able to identify where you are in that thing, so let them understand why qualification information. Okay, and so that people don't get the impression that these contracts are meant for only one set of people. There are different levels of contracts, and so that needed to be cleared up.
The procurement advisor stated that citizens from any member of the World Bank can participate in the procurement process.
Any member country or citizens from any member country can participate in the process. Okay, so when we have this loan here, if depending on the procurement process that's followed, we can have a contractor from anywhere come in here. So as much as possible, if the government is taking a loan from the World Bank and it's going to be paid back by the citizens of the country, we would want as much as possible for those funds to remain here. But the only way that's going to happen, we have to participate, our contractors have to participate in the process. And it's not always easy for you to get preferential treatment. Certain part of the procurement makes allowance for giving preference to local contractors, but in certain circumstances not, and we have not seen any of those circumstances in the loan that we have.
The Dvrp thanked the participants as this is a first step in strengthening capacity among local contractors as a means to increase competitiveness and opportunities available in the construction industry, both in Dominica and abroad.